Scott Disick, hooking up with teen models was so rough. In the preview for the upcoming episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Scott Disick and Kim Kardashian have a heart-to-heart about Scott's activities. Basically, Scott spends some time whining about his time spent having sex with teen models, and how unfulfilling that was. Considering that Scott Disick is now seriously dating one of those teen models, let's say that the new sneak peek video below has not aged well since it was filmed. What will Sofia Richie think? There's a new episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians coming out on Sunday, folks. It's also Kris Jenner's birthday, November 5th. Long live the Queen. So, we all remember Scott Disick's misadventures during the spring and summer of 2017. His long downward spiral eventually put him in the hospital. Of Scott's many activities, he was mostly associated with two things in 2017: booze and Bella Thorne. Neither of those are inherently bad things, but Scott seemed determined to self-destruct, and they were his weapon of choice. Scott's seemingly mellowed since then and isn't acting out quite as much, but at the time there were genuine fears that he might die. What some people may have forgotten is that, way back when, Scott Disick was spotted with Sofia Richie at Cannes. This is going to be important as you listen to what Scott Disick has to say about what he thought about the young women there. This Keeping Up with the Kardashians sneak peek shows Scott and Kim having a heart-to-heart about his various flings. Kim describes what it looked like to her, the Kardashian clan, and the rest of the world when Scott was living it up at Cannes. It just looked like it was some big soap opera going on. It was a fun show. Scott tries to refute that. Look at it in my perspective. She was on vacation with one man, a whole trip. He's referring, of course, to Kourtney and Jans. Scott continues. That looks like a happier scenario than me, jumping around, trying to find happiness, and these girls are not fulfilling that. 1. He seems to be putting it forward that boozing it up and having sex with various 19-year-old models was really some sort of chore and that he deserves sympathy for that. That's how it comes across. Scott then laments. I'm just not happy with anybody. Kim might deserve some sort of award for listening to him complain about that with a straight face. Scott then tries to explain to the confessional that his activities this year look bad because he's a man and he's a bit younger than Kourtney, just by several of years, and so his coping mechanisms are a little different. That's an excuse easily ridiculed by a classic Tumblr meme. Some people bang teen models and damage their livers to cope. Again, his sexual activity and even the drinking would have been mostly fine if he were a dad, embarrassing his whole family and endangering his own life, which would in turn impact his children. Kim gave Scott some advice. I think it's beyond the girls at this point. I think if you found someone that you were happy with, I think Kourtney would be happy for you, but she sees you out and really drinking and really going through it. Scott appeared shocked at that news, even though this was fairly obvious to most people, right? It does seem like Scott has taken that advice, as things are getting serious with Sofia Richie. But how will she respond to hearing him say that she wasn't fulfilling and didn't make him happy? We have a sneaking suspicion that this was filmed before the two of them connected this fall. Will this be their end?